Hello and welcome back to my farming life. You'll have to forgive us because I'm trying to catch my breath while I'm on here. This is our only method of transport at the minute. And we have there appears to be quite a situation going on in, between all the farms, really. 2 seconds. This is, I swear this used to be easier when I was younger. Right, let's just make sure we're not going to get knocked off here. Yeah, so basically, Trevor, who was leasing the harvester from Mrs. Aintree, or Miss Aintree, sorry. That harvester is now, it's broke basically. There's something wrong with it. It's had to go off to be fixed. Sorry, 2 seconds. I'm just trying to get my breath back. Yeah, it's having to go off to get fixed. Oh my god, let's just back up here. I need to take 2 minutes. Yeah, so that harvester's broke. That's why Trevor hasn't got it. That in itself has left a massive sort of vacuum where Trevor needs a harvester. He doesn't have one. I know what you might be thinking. Well, that's great because you now have a harvester. I'll just start this while we can. You now have a harvester. There's no way my little farm is anywhere near big enough to deal with what Trevor needs. So, because the harvest's a little bit later this year as well, everyone else is just battling to get the harvest done. I'm just trying to find somewhere to put this against. Go over here. Yeah, everyone else is battling for the harvest. We'll not jump over there though. So no one has a harvester available. However, Farmer Brown has said, he's basically said to Trevor, we can have this harvester as soon as one of his fields has been done, which is, there's a canola field just over here. That needs doing. That needs doing today. And then Trevor can, whatever arrangement money-wise they've made, I don't know. But Trevor can then get the use of this. Which I've been given the keys for this morning by Trevor. Right, I'll get this started up. Everything looks alright. I mean, it's not my little far, but it's not bad, is it? Let's get out of here. Not quite. We don't want to take all the paint off. There we go. Yeah, so basically, I'm under orders from Trevor to get this done as quickly as possible. Mr. Brown's already said there's going to be a wagon coming up soon, and it's going straight away. It's getting sold straight away. So that should appear soon. We're going to get started. We might have to have a little bit of a wait while the wagon gets here. It's not going to get around there. Right. See if we can get this touched on. Excellent. Right. Now I've been reliably informed that the keys for this have been left in, which is pretty brave considering what was happening even just a couple of weeks ago. Right. Yeah, that should give us enough room. So we want to get this unfolded. get that lowered down. And I mean, that header trailer wasn't in the best of places, was it? And away we go. Now I'm not going to record too much on here, because, like I said, I'm under strict instructions to get this done as quickly as possible, and in Trevor's words, me messing about with my camera, cheers Trev, isn't going to get that done. Which in fairness is probably right, but it still hurts. Yeah, so we're not going to do too much on here. I might put the drone up, maybe. Do a little bit. But I mean, until that truck gets here, we're only going to get a bit done, and then we're going to have to wait for that regardless. But it's been so strange, except we're about. I mean, this should have been harvested a couple of weeks ago, really. But just because of the weather, and now the lack of equipment to do so, they've not been able to do it. And the same with Trevor. Trevor's got a field not quite as big as this, but it's not too far off. Of canola as well. That is just absolutely desperate. And then just from a sort of selfish point of view, we have got a whole, I say a whole, our small field, we need to get the straw up, but we need to get that baled as well, because we might not get too much off it, but I mean that's quite a lot to us. In fact, it's going to be a hell of a lot to us. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to knock off, and we'll probably come back once the truck's arrived. We are just about there. As I said before we went off, I haven't put the drone up, other than for when some of the trucks were coming and going, and them trucks have just back and forth the whole time. Like, there was absolutely loads of them, just yeah, non-stop, all going to British Grain. I'm sure I'm going towards the wrong corner here. It's really, really hard to see out the front of here. In fact, I am. There's the road. We need to get round to the right. There, that's the corner I want to be going to. Yeah, if you see up in the top right hand corner as well, we haven't suddenly got 108, well, nearly 109 grand, effectively. That, because I was taking charge of the or sort of receipt of the money, all I've got access to Farmer Brown's, well, A account, A account that he has. I can't do anything with it. It's literally just to make sure that the payments were going in. So yeah, I'm logged in sort of as a guest, and that's so far as the amount of money we've got. I tell you what, let's get this header stored away first. I even just partially put on there, and then we'll empty out the rest of what's in the combine. Yeah, so that just shows you, and that isn't even the total, that just shows you how much he's making off this, off each field. Absolutely crazy. You can see all the canola in the back there through the window. Pipes out, you can see by the shadow on the floor. We'll just see if we can get close enough. It's actually harder doing it like this than it is when you've got someone in driving. So doing the stationary, I find it really hard to see where the pipe's going. So there we are, we're in now. But yeah, it's normally really easy to when someone's driving alongside you, they just aim for the spout, don't they? But right, just about there. Okie doke. I tell you what we'll do. We'll jump down. We'll speak to the driver. Take receipt of the last payment, and then we'll come back. Right, the driver's away. Apparently, I'll get a notification shortly to see what the last amount is. That particular truck doesn't weigh the crop from what he told us, so that's why it's done a little bit differently this time. But what we need to do now, we need to get this combine over to Trevor's. I don't think he's going to start the field work today. I think he mentioned about he's going to get it done tomorrow, or he's going to at least start it tomorrow anyway. I don't know what he's up to this afternoon, but he's obviously busy doing something, or he wants me to be busy doing something, because he would normally get me to do it, wouldn't he? Although he rang us up and he said he wants to speak to us about something, and I don't know what. I can't imagine it's something just like go and, I don't know, go and bail the field, or because you can tell it was an early morning for me. I'm suppressing yawns here. I'll start with the canola field, because he just told us that over the phone. So I don't know what he wants to talk to us about. I mean, with any luck, he might actually offer us a place to stay, because I know it's September, but you can really feel that the temperature started to drop. And not that there's going to be a problem in my tent about heating it, because yeah, it has no gas anywhere. But I mean, it is going to be cold in there. Right, let's park this in front of the garages, and then we'll get out and go and see what he wants. Right, this should just about do it here. We'll get switched off. Make sure everything's stored. Oh, just here. This is where the bike was. The bike that we were riding, it was just leant up against there, so Trevor doesn't actually know we've borrowed it actually. Oh, I wonder if that's why he wants to speak to us. I don't know. We'll find out. Right, quite unbelievable. I mean, I've spent the best part of an hour or so in there with him, and he's absolutely blown my mind with what he's just told us. So basically, he's got us in, and he said he used to go to school with a lad. Do you know what? I don't even know what his name is. He didn't tell us. Or if he did, I can't remember. Honestly, my mind is just absolutely mashed. So yeah, he used to go to school with a lad who was he was into agriculture himself. Worked on his dad's farm in another area away from here. And anyway, when he was I think he said around 20-year-old, he moved out to the States, to Illinois, I think he said, or certainly around that area. I say around that area. I am well aware that Illinois is probably huge, but he mentioned Chicago quite a few times, and I wouldn't say the American states is the best, but I'm sure Chicago is in Illinois, and I'm pretty sure Illinois is a state. Anyway, yeah, moved to Illinois, and he now shares. He's got a third share in a farm out there. And for whatever reason, I mean, he's never mentioned it before, but for whatever reason, some of you who are watching this might be able to tell us, there's like a labour shortage or something in the US at the minute. No idea why, but yeah, they're struggling to get people to help for the harvest that's going to be in the next couple of weeks. So they're absolutely desperate, and he's basically said, if I can, I don't know why I'm stood here. you know, we've got work to do. I could be talking about this once I'm in the Deutz, so we might as well get up in there, I think. 2 secs. I thought I heard Trevor shouting us. Obviously not. Yeah, we'll get in. Right. I can't even, do you know what? I can't even remember. Honestly, my head is absolutely mashed. So, yeah, all he said was, if I pay for me flight over there, I've got digs. I'll be able to stop with, um, I'll be able to stop somewhere. He hasn't said. I presume it's with his mate. Maybe it isn't. But anyway, I've got somewhere to stay. All I need is my flight. I've got a passport, obviously. I mean, we travelled. Do you know, that was absolutely perfect. Just backed up into there, and all I need to do was press a button and hitch up. Yeah, I've got a passport. Obviously, we travelled to Europe, didn't we? Earlier in the year to go and do some deliveries for or pickup, sorry, for British Grain. So yeah, we're gonna go over there and we're gonna help with the harvest. I have no idea what the harvest is at the minute. He hasn't said. Apparently, they mix it up. So I don't know, but he's basically said it's like an unbelievable opportunity, not just for the money that we're potentially going to make, because from what he's saying, they make, between the three of them, they make an absolute fortune. I'm sure they have costs and things like that, but the actual money that they make off the crops, he said, it's mind blowing compared to what we get here. Because he's mentioned about the field sizes, and he's talked about some of the different types of machinery that he himself went over. He said many years ago, though, even before he got married, it was, I think, the last time he said he went over. But he just said it's such a good opportunity. So I have no idea how much I'm going to make. No idea if he's paying us per day, if they're just going to pay us in a lump sum after. Um, I have no idea how much the flight's going to cost. I basically know nothing. We've been sat there chatting away. I think I've got quite a bit to start thinking about, to be honest. I mean, it's not like I've got a lot of things to get packed up, is it? I literally have a bag full of clothes and that's it. One of the things what I said to Trevor about, because when you first get told something like that, I think quite rightly you start thinking like, there's no way I can go there. I've got stuff on. And I mentioned about we need to get this field sorted, and we've got our wheat just sat on the garage floor that we now need to get sold in the next week or so. Because I'm not leaving it there while we go. I would rather have. In fact, I'll probably need the money, to be honest, for the flight. So yeah, we're gonna have to get that sold. And he's basically said he's offered us the use of this gear. Um, he hasn't said he's going to charge us for it. He might do. He might take some off my wage. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So we're gonna windrow first. Because the thing with our little far harvester, although it's great, and it is great, I absolutely love it. And the fact that it's our only machine as well, piece of machinery. But it's great and all. But I mean, look at the swaths. We'll try getting 3 in this time instead of just 2. Like, it's an absolute. It's so narrow, isn't it? It's so small. It's just like a little baby harvester compared to you look at the ones that we use, like Miss Trees. That class she's got is just unbelievable. Like, absolutely unbelievable bit of kit. And then you've got the one we've just been using, Farmer Brown's, the New Holland, also great. Not as good as the class, but probably not as I don't even know, but probably not as expensive as the class either, and it's older as well. That class is relatively new. I dare bet that class is probably about 300 grand, and that's probably just for the machine. God knows what the header was as well. But yeah, I mentioned about this, and he just said just use whatever you want. Use the windrower, use the baler. We'll have to get the bales picked up once we do that. But I don't know. We'll have to do some ringing around, won't we? See how much that's gonna make us. I mean, I don't even know how many bales we're gonna get off here. I can't imagine it's many. It's probably going to be less than 10, isn't it? Right, it's a bit tighter this bit. There we go. Round we go. I mean, it's took no time at all. I know the field's not overly big. And do you know what? In fact, one of the good things about going over there is when we come back, I'll have to speak to Trevor about possibly leasing this field again. £2,000 he charged us for it. We're going to make a decent amount. I mean, nothing spectacular. As you can see up in the right hand corner, we got the final payment through. The notification came through for the final payment from into Mr. Brown's account. 142 grand he's made off that canola field. I mean, as if £142,000. I mean, obviously there's massive costs. It's cost him a lot of money to plant all that canola. It's cost him a lot of money with the machinery, fuel, labour costs, everything. But £142,000. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, we're going to be nowhere near that, obviously. But we are going to make a profit, and I think quite a decent profit as well, because we haven't got the outgoings that that he has. A lot of it Trevor's helped us out with. Right, that's us coming to an end. What I'm going to do is we're going to go and hitch up to the baler. I think we will get the drone straight up, and I'll be back closer towards the end. Right, last couple of swaths. One of the things that's really surprised us here is you'll notice it. The revs really sort of drop off. This tractor, once we've got that baler on the back, it does not like going up these hills. And if we look, I haven't realised, but if you just look there, just how much of an incline this field's on. I've never even noticed it before. It's really steep, like really, really steep. I think because of all the machinery we've used being quite small, it hasn't really, or none of them have really demanded much power from the equipment. It's not been noticeable, and we use this baler on one of Trevor's fields, a much larger field than this, but I think a lot. I mean, look at the incline there as well. Yeah, it's just, it really surprised us that. We'll get this finished off. I'm not gonna quite get, by the looks of it, another bale. I'm sure once we've still got one of Trevor's fields to bale. I'm sure he won't mind us topping it up just to eke a bit more profit out. What we'll do is we'll drive up and around towards the top, and then we should be able to count how many we've got. Can we jump up? Yep, Trevor's not looking. Yep, let's get up here. Right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I count 7. That's not bad at all. I have no idea how much we're going to get for them. We won't be selling them today. I think everywhere will be closed, to be fair. Do you know what we could probably do with jumping down from here before Trevor sees us? No, I was just hoping there's one. Yeah, let's get down. I was hoping I'd miss one in the corner. Right. Yeah, we're gonna have to ring round, do some ringing around. I'll go and speak to Trevor now. See what he wants us to do for the rest of the day. Even if it's just daft jobs like seeing to the cows or the sheep. I don't want to leave him in the lurch when we go, because we are literally going to be going the next sort of week to 10 days. But that's something to think about for another time. For now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.